It's getting longer every time.
It does get longer. Welcome back to Two Dudes and a Mexican on this beautiful, cold Sunday evening. Live from Blackjacks, I'm your host. I'm doing Victor Salazar. To the left of me, co-host Peter Soprano.
What up?
Some dude named Peter Soprano.
Yeah.
To the right of me, resident Mexican David Quinones.
Órale, mi gente.
Sunday at Blackjacks, football Sunday. We're about, 3 or 4 weeks outside of the playoffs.
Crazy.
Yep.
Insane. I'm sure you guys have your fantasy playoffs starting today, so good luck with that. But we're going to start off. I asked for a coffee. I needed it because I'm still asleep from last night's or yesterday afternoon's heavyweight showdown because it was so boring.
You like the amateur fight?
Oh, my God.
One on points.
I said Joshua was going to win on points. I did
But
say
do you
that.
think it was an amateur fight?
I didn't think it was going to be an amateur fight. Number one, I'm going to start with you, David, because you're Mexican.
That sounded a little racist,
A little bit.
Because you're Mexican.
Because you're Mexican. I'm going to say, what happened to your countryman, paisano, Snickers boy? Came in at 283. Everyone said, oh, he's fine.
Fine,
And then he just literally shit the bed and didn't go for it at all.
Well, listen, I'm still proud. So shout out to Andy Ruiz, man. Listen, you went out there.
Wow! Wow!
Jesus, come on, what's wrong with you?
Oh.
I mean,
No kids can see.
I think obviously he didn't give it his all.
Jeez.
Coming overweight like that. Obviously you could see the preparation wasn't there then.
He apologized after the fight to his trainer.
There's ramblings coming out of camp supposedly that his.
Oh, my God.
Yo! Yo! We want to have him on the shows.
He wasn't listening to his team. He was kind of venturing out a little bit. You look at his social media. Obviously, he was involved in a lot of social media events.
Didn't bring over his cut, man.
So I mean, listen, it's not. That's no excuse. You can't take away what Joshua did yesterday. Joshua had the correct game plan in terms of coming in 10 pounds under from last time. You could see his movement. Was really giving fits to Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz just couldn't get inside.
Yeah, he was too big to chase
just,
him all day.
And he was just trying to land one punch, and that's it. That was the tail of the fight. So shout out to Joshua for having the correct game plan, and again taking it serious. Obviously, 10 pounds under.
Shout out to our producer who's about to die. He's having
Bacardi 151
Bacardi
with Coke.
151 with Coke.
That's what happens when you
At
do that in the morning.
11:30, 9 in the morning. He's so depressed that Andy Ruiz came in and shit the bed.
He's very upset,
Exactly.
so
He had
don't
to,
take it offense. Don't take it. He's very
Listen,
upset.
before I get to you, I'm going to say I'm disappointed in Andy Ruiz.
I am too.
I'm not that he cares. He made $13 million yesterday probably. He probably made a total of 20 when you combine both fights.
Yeah.
So his family are set for life. Good for
Yeah.
him. But there's a responsibility that comes with being the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Point.
And clearly, Andy didn't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
He just wanted the party, which is fine. I get that. But
Better than Charles Martin.
What do you listen? Charles Martin is the greatest heavyweight of all time. He parlayed a victory over a Russian heavyweight off an injury into $4 million.
Oh, man.
And is the king. All right, leave Charles Martin out of this.
Now he's a YouTube star.
Now he's a YouTube star, smoking weed on YouTube, whatever he's doing right now. But there's a certain responsibility that comes with being the heavyweight champion of the world, and Andy Ruiz did not want that responsibility. Though he still may be a really good fighter, he's a second-tier heavyweight. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I can't say, even if he was 268, if he would have figured out how to get inside the long jab that Joshua had.
Yeah.
But the one thing I didn't like about it was him saying, I should have trained harder. I should have lost weight.
Yeah,
My man.
Dude, you're a heavyweight champion of the world.
You're not-
This isn't your first fight.
Championship, for the first time.
This isn't your first fight.
You're going against either the best or one of the best heavyweights. You got it, 110%.
You've been going. This isn't your rookie year. Like you've been fighting for years and years and years.
Terrible.
Everybody has told you
It
this
was a
before.
terrible performance.
And we had Manny Robles on the show, and he talked about this possibly happening. About him partying and all this stuff, and him letting it get away, and he let it get away too far. He just. It was kind of sad to see it.
It was sad to me because I thought, you know what? All right, Josh is going to tire down. I know he lost.
Mm-hmm.
He came in a little slimmer, 230 as opposed to 256.
Yeah.
I think it was 236.
237.
Whatever the case is.
237, 247.
So you know who's going to move. You know that was a game plan.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that was a game plan. I knew Josh didn't want to engage. He shouldn't have, honestly.
No, he-
Gets his first fight back from being knocked out.
Yeah.
You never want to fight someone that could knock you out, which that's why I was surprised he took the rematch immediately instead of fighting, one of the bums on the undercard yesterday. Not Hunter or Povetkin.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know the dude that the Croatian fought, Eric Molina.
Yeah.
Like he put a fight like Eric. I know he fought him already.
Yeah.
He should have brought Eric Molina or somebody of that nature to get Joshua in there with. So I didn't expect Joshua to engage. I did expect that, however, Andy Ruiz to throw more punches.
Yeah.
And it just showed the weight was too much.
Yeah.
I don't
Second
care.
heaviest heavyweight to defend your title.
You're never. Andy Ruiz is never going to be a physical specimen. We
No.
know that. But I mean, at least
But he's
get
got to
to
be in
260.
shape. He's not, like you said, he's not going to be a Joshua in shape, but he's got to be in shape to where he can use his athleticism. Because for his size, he is athletic. So he's got to be able to use that. He's not going to be that at 280 pounds.
It kind of reminds me of what Chris Arreola went through. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, so like he couldn't really get.
Everybody kept saying
that
if he got in
weight,
shape,
you know what I'm saying? Because
he'd be so much
now,
better.
In comparison to both of them, though, obviously Andy's got way faster hands.
Yes.
and he knows how to use his feet.
And he's a better boxer.
Yeah, he's
And
better-
way better
boxer,
boxer.
definitely.
He just didn't show it
but,
because-
I mean, you
Joshua outboxed him, man. You wouldn't have thought that before the fight.
What do they usually say though? Boxing matches, what is it like? 80% is the work is
mental.
done in the gym.
It's done in the gym,
In the
it's
gym
mental.
and
Yeah.
mental.
Mental.
The other 20 is all right. Fight night,
Yeah.
adjustments. During the fight, and obviously he couldn't adjust. All he was doing is trying to land that one big punch. So,
Yeah.
and Joshua didn't.
It's
Land.
like the kid at Little Giant said. Football is 40% physical and 80% mental. So obviously, Andy didn't have the mental part down, or I mean, I'm sure
Not till too late.
Not till too late.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like at the end of the fight when it's 30 seconds
Yeah, when
left.
he's
He was
like,
like, "Come on,
yeah,
man,
it's-
come on." I'm like, "Come
Yeah,
on, man."
like, dude, it's too late now.
But I think he
Yeah.
knew. I think he knew.
Listen, I'm still gonna thrive in the fact that he came here and upset the world. It's one of the best moments I've ever been a part of.
Hey, Joshua still hasn't won on American soil.
That is also true.
Crazy.
So I'm still gonna revel in the fact that I was at one of the biggest upsets
Man,
in boxing history. I was there. So thank you, Andy, for that moment. I hope. I don't know.
Hopefully you can recover from
you
this.
can recover from this.
Hopefully.
You
I
made
think you can. I
made
think
double-digit $1 million in the last 2 fights. Your family's well taken care of.
He
I
could-
met
he
his
could-
mother. I
He
met
could
his
go to
sister,
Maidana
so-
route and just say, you know what, I've had enough. I've made a lot of money in these last 2 fights, and who knows?
Listen, I hope. I think Andy still wants to fight. I don't think. He's
Oh,
gonna
I
quit.
think so.
But he's got to be more focused. I'm glad he didn't throw Manny under the bus.
No, he should have.
It sounded like he did in the beginning, saying that I should have trained harder. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but he was more speaking about himself.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I mean, listen, your trainer can only do so much.
Yeah.
You have to show up. To put that time in the gym. You have to, be committed to your diet and what you're doing in order
Of course.
to be in shape. So if he's not committed and he's not listening to his trainer, you can't blame it on the trainer.
Yeah.
Well, I think Manny's a really good trainer.
Yeah. I
think so, too.
So, enough about Andy. We had to speak about Andy. We're disappointed, but again, still happy.
Congrats to Joshua.
He had that moment in June. I was there. You guys saw it, so it's one of the best moments in boxing history. He just ran into a little Buster Douglas syndrome after beating Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Came in overweight against Holyfield. Holyfield knocked him out. Now we get to
Yeah,
Joshua.
now. Where he at now? That's where Andy's going to be.
What's the-
Oh my god!
Jesus.
Oh, he's a lot richer.
I think Holyfield. I think he made a lot of money for the Tyson and
Yeah,
Holyfield
he
fight.
did.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he got like 8, and then maybe more than 20 for the Holyfield fight. Because back then the heavyweight purses were ridiculous.
Yeah, they
Everyone was
were
getting dirty,
monstrous.
you know what I'm saying? That's when boxing was king.
Yeah.
Now he's shit.
I mean,
Heavyweight was king.
when the heavyweights was king, exactly.
Yeah.
But now we speak on the other portion of this fight, Anthony Joshua, who boxed well, landed really good right hands, didn't fold under whatever pressure Andy did have in some rounds. Where does this leave Anthony Joshua after this victory? Where does he go after this, Pete?
I think he needs a normal fight as pretty much like just a tune up to get him ready to fight one of the big guys. He has to fight. Now, I know right now he has his mandatory. He's supposed to fight Usyk. I don't think he's going to fight Usyk.
I love an Usyk.
I would love if he did, but I don't think he's going to fight
We need
Usyk.
to find out what Usyk is at heavyweight. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I love an Usyk fight.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But I think he's going to need a tune-up. And then after that, then he's going to look towards either a Fury or a Wilder after that.
Was that you playing that soundboy? Or was that the song?
I think that's a song.
I thought they were like, no.
wah, wah.
All right, so I'm going to pose this question to you. Where do you rank Anthony Joshua, David, in the terms of the best heavyweights in the world right now?
Right now, listen. I mean, again, it was a big win for him. Obviously, getting his belt back. Beating the guy that beat him. So I still rank him at 3.
Okay.
In no order right now. Wilder and Fury, they're 1 and 2. So I still rank him at 3. I agree with Pete. In terms of taking the next fight. Yeah, you got to take a tune-up fight. You got to wait to see what unfolds with Wilder.
But he can't wait 6 months to take the tune-up fight, though. He's got to take it.
No. He's got a tune-up fight now. Yeah, he's got to take one now.
3-4 months, he's got to take it.
And definitely not somebody that is dangerous or like a young lion.
Yeah, he
maybe
don't
like
want
a
that.
tomato can.
I mean, there's
Not a tomato can, but
maybe not a tomato can, but something.
AJ?
yeah.
I want to fight the fucking best.
No, not right now.
I mean, there was guys in the
Best.
undercard.
Fight the best.
There was guys in the undercard he could fight. He
Yeah.
fight Michael Hunter. He already beat Povetkin.
Yeah.
He already beat Dillian White. Trying to think who else is on the undercard.
Oh, pretty much you can fight anybody.
Anybody in the undercard. But we have to wait to see what happens in February. I think the best heavyweight right now, we can't take away the fact that Tyson Fury, I think, beat Deontay Wilder. Regardless of the 2 knockdowns and who he's fought recently, Tyson Fury in the most eyes is, he's still the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Not sure people care what that is anymore. I really don't, because with politics and boxing, lineal doesn't mean much anymore to me. Back in the day when B-Hop was the lineal middleweight champion, he fought everybody, and that's when it mattered.
That was
like being the people's
that's where it really
champ.
meant something.
That's when it mattered.
That's like being the real people's champ.
But Tyson did, in most eyes, beat Deontay Wilder. And now I know Wilder looking good. I mean, not saying he looked good against Luis Ortiz in the rematch, but there's only one thing that Wilder has. Like they say on Twitter, like my man Steve Kim says, you have to pitch a perfect game against Wilder.
Ultimate eraser.
He's at the ultimate eraser. He's got the ultimate 6-run home run in his back pocket. And that's that right hand.
And after watching that last fight with Joshua, that's kind of the problem I have with him, because he didn't want to engage with somebody like Andy Ruiz. Like, he's not going to want to engage with somebody like Deontay Wilder. And Tyson is a better boxer than Joshua, and he even got caught. So if Tyson's a better technical fighter than Joshua, and he even got caught and got up by the miracle of God, how is Joshua going to avoid it for 12 rounds and get up? Like, I just don't see it. And before this point, I'd say, you know what? Joshua, if he lands one on Deontay, I think he can go down, he can win that fight. I don't know if he's even going to want to engage. He's going to try to box him around him like Andy, and I think he's going to get caught.
I mean, it's going to be tough to whoever fights Deontay Wilder with that right hand. But Fury's been in there already. He's tasted it. I think if anyone's going to beat Deontay and pitch a perfect game, it's Tyson Fury. I don't see Anthony Joshua doing that. Maybe Usyk can pitch a perfect game against Deontay Wilder. Not sure. We have to see how that chin is at heavyweight with the real heavyweight.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter remains, I think the person that wins in February is the best heavyweight in the world. Anyone disagree with that?
No, I
agree with that. One other point I want to add on Usyk, I don't think he can have a chin check versus Wilder, so he literally has to. I think he's actually has a better chance than Fury. The reason why is because I think his movement is better, and I think he can. I think because his feet are better. He's a little bit lighter. He's able to move around. His stamina is great, so I think he can avoid. But if he gets hit one time, it doesn't matter about chin check. He's going to get knocked down.
I just think Tyson has the longer reach, and his upper body movement is awkward and just makes people go crazy. I mean,
His head movement.
Yeah.
He had
head
Klitschko not afraid to move that right hand. That right hand in that fight, Klitschko never let it go, and he let it go against Joshua.
Very awkward. A lot of awkwardness.
So, the one thing I'll say, aside from the fight yesterday, Jamal Charlo still really not fighting anyone. One in Brooklyn.
Oh, he fought?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. Either fight Derevchenko, fight Jacobs, fight somebody.
There were boxing fans in Brooklyn that didn't go to that
No,
fight.
it was literally. I saw
It was
the crowd.
bad.
I'm not sure what the attendance was. Didn't look good.
It was bad.
The best fight in the card was Chris Eubank Jr. against
Hey, yeah, taste the
Korobov?
United States.
Korobov. Korobov looked
Yeah.
like strong. Looked like he was on his way to win that fight in the first round. I know it was only one round. Then he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
Korobov has some shit luck. I'm still not
He's a
sold on
tough
Chris
fighter,
Eubank Jr. I think Korobov was going to win that fight.
Korovov's a tough fighter.
Chris Eubank Jr. gets an interim title. All right, enough about boxing because, like I said, it's only good for like 3 days of the year. And I cover it. So, besides the heavyweight title fight yesterday, there was a full slate of college football games that actually
Huge
were
games.
huge games. First, we start Friday.
But we're all right.
Hav, play the clip.
Friday. Come on.
The two what?
To you.
Two what?
To you.
The two what? Listen.
To what? What? Did you say Utes?
Utes.
The Utes.
What is a Ute?
Oh, excuse me, Two U's.
You know what a Ute is?
Nothing.
Oh my God!
Nothing.
The Utah Utes had a chance to strangle Horton that fourth spot, and they choked.
Yep.
They blew their chance,
we expected.
Like we expected. Again,
Except Dre.
Except Dre for some whatever reason.
Dre had a bad week.
Yeah, I forgot that he.
Dre had a bad week.
So
That's why he's not here.
His 4-game lead went to a tie down.
Pac-12. I mean, I know it sucks that the Pac-12 doesn't have a football playoff team in there. I'm sure Oregon wasn't going to lay down and give Utah that spot.
Yeah.
And clearly they didn't. So quick rundown. Utah got spanked.
Yeah.
Oklahoma ekes out a victory against a third-string quarterback.
Georgia spanked.
Georgia got spanked.
Ohio State came back from
Ohio State
behind.
came back from behind. We said Utah will give them. Wisconsin will give them an early run.
And Wisconsin should have won the game. They're up 21-7 in the third quarter.
It was terrible. I mean, they just
Blew
choked
it.
in the second half. They
Blew
choked
it.
in the second half. Right from the second
They
half.
almost didn't cover.
Yeah. So
You went from being up 14 to almost losing by
Clemson
17.
dominated.
Clemson dominated as expected. So we're about
Put up
7
60.
minutes. We're about 7 minutes away from what will be the final four.
Yeah. And
What-
all the matchups. And all the bowl
And all
matchups.
that. Well, really okay. We'll
New Year's
talk
Day
about it.
6,
But
yeah.
we're really here for the four. We're
Yeah.
really here for the four.
For the 4.
Yeah, I want to know what Notre Dame's playing.
We're playing the University of
Tulane.
Tennessee.
I won't take
Vanderbilt.
that one. Tennessee
All right.
sucked.
So, I think it's set in stone who the four are.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the position should be between the four?
All right, so I said my 4 last week, and I'm sticking with it, of course. So
You can't stick with it.
What do you mean I can't stick with it?
Oh, you have Oklahoma.
You had Oklahoma there?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You want to go to the table?
Yeah.
You go to the table. Man, I'm so.
Did you start Penn State?
Penn State.
Penn State's in. Penn State's in.
I want Penn State in.
Penn State's in.
If I'm gonna go
Alabama!
with
They're not
They're
in
gone
either.
too.
They're not in-
Yeah, I know.
They're not in either.
so number 1, I think has to be LSU. I mean, again, I hope. That
Do you think the committee's gonna put them number one now?
I hope so. And I'm being optimistic.
Because I think we all agree LSU should be number one.
They should
but
be
do
number
you think
one.
committee's gonna put them on more?
I think they are. I think they are. I think they have to. I think.
Find out in 5 minutes.
We will find that in 5 minutes. So I'll have LSU number 1. I'm going to say Clemson at number 2.
Clemson at number 2.
Clemson at number 2.
I like- kinda
All
like
right,
that.
listen.
kinda
My
like
my boy said, when's the last time they lost?
2 years.
Okay, they got to respect that.
No, I applaud that. I like that.
I think.
I like
think,
that.
Listen, I think, LSU obviously has had the bigger wins against the tougher opponents, but you have to definitely take that to account. And look, as expected, they put on a spanking yesterday, but listen, they're
They still play the top 25
they're
team.
showing-
Like, I'm not,
showing-
I mean, we're
they're
kind
showing
of,
why they're
we're kind
dominant.
I think they threw Virginia as a
So-
top 25 team just to make it look sexy. I don't think Virginia is a top
Well,
25
Jay had like 2
team.
losses all year. Like,
The ACC, man. Come on.
I got Ohio State at number 3 and Oklahoma at number 4. I think that's the 4. I think that's the 4 that's going to come in 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay,
So-
well, I'm going to say that what it should be is LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
What it will be is Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Oklahoma. Obviously, like it needed to be a closer game. I think for the committee to think that Ohio State is the number one team. Georgia had a depleted team going into this game, even though they were ranked number 4. So they're going to take that into account. They were there, drinking their fancy spritzers, watching the games together, the committee, and they're just going to stick with Ohio State, which sucks because I think LSU is the best team in the country. Even though we'll get LSU Clemson, and it's kind of like a punishment from the committee for LSU basically
They hate 'em.
shitting on the committee's favorite team in the world, Alabama. So because of LSU, Alabama's not in. So they're like, here's your reward. You get to play, arguably, maybe, we don't know if Clemson is the best team in the country. Technically, they have a stake in it. They did beat Auburn? Or was it A&M?
No, A&M.
They beat A&M. They've been undefeated for 2 years. They still have the best quarterback in college football. They still have...
The entire offense is the same. I've seen that spanked Alabama.
Arguably, the best coach in college football. If you want to take Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, you can flip-flop him right now, 1-2.
Yep.
So... LSU gets punished, I think, and
it's actually funny. It's actually funny that they showed the stat of most wins in the past 5 years in college football, and he's actually above Saban. It's a miracle that everybody thinks Saban is the top guy. Nobody's close, and Dabo's actually passed him in the past couple of years. So it's unbelievable to say that. I think they're going to have, because they they spanked on the number 4 team in the nation. I do think they will move LSU number 1.
Wow.
I think Ohio State be number 2 because they did see that they did struggle for the first half against Wisconsin. Number 3, Clemson. Number 4, Oklahoma. If it was me, I'm putting LSU first. I agree with Dave. I think Clemson should be 2nd, Ohio State 3rd, and Oklahoma 4th. Now, the part that between my two that flip-flops 2nd and 3rd, the point that's good about that is it doesn't matter. If 2nd and 3rd, they're going to play each other no matter what. And the reason why I put Clemson number 2 is all the reasons you just stated. 2 years without losing a game. They have the same offense that won the national championship and beat up on Alabama last year. And I just think, to be honest, I'm probably going to pick them to beat Ohio State in that game. So I just think they're the better team. And people aren't going to give them respect because of the conference they play in. But I don't think that should take away from how good they actually are.
So what if Wisconsin, let's just say, Wisconsin had one last night?
I think Ohio State would have been 4.
I think they would have moved them.
It would have been close.
I think they would have moved them to 3 automatically.
It would have been close.
I don't think they would have moved them to 4. I think it would have been LSU.
Oh, yeah, because Oklahoma did go overtime to win that game.
So I think it would have been 3.
Yeah, so it still probably would have been the same match.
That's why I said once Oklahoma won the game, it was pretty much set for me.
Yeah.
I didn't think Georgia was gonna stand a chance against LSU. So to me, it was already over once Oklahoma won and Utah lost. Wow, shout out to you for just slamming the door.
Slamming the door.
I hope the owner finds out who you are. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn.
But I think it's set, and then I guess once it's set, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about who.
We'll come back to it.
2 minutos.
Knowing them, they'll probably wait another 5 minutes, bro.
Probably. They'll probably give you the top 50 first.
We'll get you up before we get off the air.
Top 5, and then that's and so forth. So now Sunday, here we are. Week 14?
Yeah.
Week 14.
Big football. Big week.
Week 14. Week 14.
3-4 big games this week.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So, my team has been out of it since week 5. I mean, mathematically, they are out of it, but they can finish 6 and 10.
Yeah.
And
Are we mathematically out of it for the
just
wild card?
just for the week lost last week. Before that, you still had a chance in the division. So
That's it. That's the only chance in the division, not a wild card.
Hey, the Redskins still have a chance in the division.
I know, it's crazy.
So we got a really good slate of games today. Obviously, the marquee 1 o'clock game is New England versus San Francisco. Basically, to put
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I know. I'm sorry. New Orleans and San Francisco. Basically, to put a stake in the claim as who might be the best team in the NFC. I know Hobb thinks it's not San Francisco.
No, it's not.
They have another
San
chance.
Francisco.
So
I don't think it's either.
you think it's Seattle?
Seattle's
okay.
Seattle got their game later too.
They got their game later too. So 1 o'clock game. New Orleans. It is a 1 o'clock game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock.
So
1 o'clock.
San Francisco's coming back east?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, the fucking NFL.
In New Orleans, 1 o'clock.
All right, so here's their chance to prove. They had their chance last
Hobb
week.
made the schedule.
He sure did.
They had their chance last week to prove they were the best team in the NFL. Kind of faltered a little bit. Now they have the chance to prove that they might be the best team in the NFC on the road against the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees.
Man, that is a fucked up schedule.
That's a stupid schedule. Wrong schedule. What are your thoughts on the 1 o'clock marquee game?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I told you guys already that I think it's tough when teams have to travel, from one side of the country to another. I don't care what you say; it's going to affect your team. With that being said, they're going into the friendly confines, of New Orleans, where New Orleans obviously plays really, really well at home. If this game was being played at San Francisco, I would say differently. But I think it's going to be a tough game for San Francisco to go into New Orleans and get this win.
Somebody say here, guys.
I think
next Todd Gurley.
No.
Guys?
He's not the same. He's not the same right now.
With that said, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think you have to go with the Saints on this one.
I'm going with
At
the Saints
home,
on this one.
especially after that was a tough loss last week. It was a tough loss last week.
He's going with the Saints. You're going with the Saints.
We actually agree.
Saints
We all
on this
agree.
one, so.
Except Dre.
I'm going with the Saints. I think they're home. I don't think this puts their claim as the best team in the NFC. They're just taking business at home. Obviously, that's pretty big because you want home field advantage in the playoffs. And if you play San Francisco again, you're going to have home field again. But even though San Francisco's style of play travels well, running the football and defense, I like Drew Brees. They got to give the ball to Kamara more if they want to win this game, because San Francisco and Baltimore showed you last week what type of games that these two teams play. They control the ball and they play defense.
And they run the ball.
And they run the ball really well. So if New Orleans wants to win this game, they got to control the ball. I think Sean Payton knows that. I think we'll see a heavy dose of Kamara. I like New Orleans to win this by 3 points today.
I agree. I think New Orleans will win the game. I think that this is one of those games that they're used to. I'm used to those big games. I don't think San Fran is used to it yet. They're starting. They're starting to.
They had
But
Seattle. They had Baltimore. I think they played the Rams, right?
yeah, but they've lost all those games.
They beat the Rams.
They
They beat the Rams.
They were close. They were close in Seattle. That
They
game
beat
went
the
to
Rams.
overtime. Yeah, they did beat the Rams, but fuck the Rams.
Whoa.
Hate on the Rams.
Yo, the Rams are overrated now. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. They're done.
Salt here, I throw it at you. You're a little salty, man.
No, I'm being honest. The Rams are overrated now. They haven't been the same since the NFC since they started the playoffs last year. They haven't been the same. They haven't been the same since
my man from Los Angeles, who I'm not going to say his name anymore, is not the kid wonder boy that everyone thought he was.
It doesn't look like it.
Wow. What is his name?
I'm about to say something real bad.
Sean McVay. All right, my bad. I'm not saying his name again until he wins 10 games. So, that's the last time I'll say his name.
But yeah, I think New Orleans and Seattle are the best two teams in the NFC, and I think New Orleans will find a way to win this game at home. They're real tough in that
We're all
dome.
in agreement on that one. Moving along to I believe there's another 1 o'clock game. The Bills.
Yeah,
The 9-3 Bills.
Bills Mafia.
One game behind the New England Patriots in the AFC East.
I hope they catch them.
Whoa.
I hope they catch them.
They're playing the number one team in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people have them as the best team in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens.
It's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
All right.
Lamar Jackson in cold weather, like really cold weather. I know Baltimore's cold now, but literally going to Buffalo. There he is right there. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen.
To be honest, if it wasn't for the rushing yards, Allen's actually even with him and everything else.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true.
Yeah.
So, I'll pose this question to you, David. These two were drafted last year.
Yeah.
Also,
first round.
all the hype with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and the marquee, the second marquee game of the week or in the AFC is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. What do you think of that?
I think shame on you, everybody that was on the bandwagon of Sam Darnold and Baker
They
Mayfield.
don't mean they're going to be
of the
bad.
world. So-
They just had a bad second
But
year.
hey, listen, I mean, these guys, Lamar Jackson and Allen obviously are having, big years this year. They're leading their offenses to wins.
Really?
For sure.
Number 2. Clemson 3. Georgia 4. Utah 5.
No, that's got to be the old one. Then. That's the old one.
I'll take 83 seconds ago.
No, that's not it.
Wow. Oh, you guys should fight. You guys should fight, I think.
Let's turn it up.
But I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Who do you got in this game?
So, listen, I still got to stick to Baltimore. Again, that defense is good. Even though the Bills have a good defense, listen, Lamar Jackson, I think, is having slightly better of the year. Listen, they're coming off a big win against San Francisco. The confidence is up. I think they take this game. So,
All right. Well,
at least by a touchdown.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm not saying that the Ravens.
You're on the Buffalo bandwagon.
I'm not saying that the Ravens aren't the best team in the AFC, but they are on the road against the Bills Mafia.
Yep.
I'm a believer in the Bills Mafia. I'm in the believer in QB1 Josh Allen. Just off respect of spanking the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving, I got to salute you, Josh Allen. That defense is for real. They're running the ball.
Yo, remember
cold
asshole
weather.
that was getting on us because we were defending Josh Allen?
Yeah, somebody literally was saying Josh Allen sucks. He's this, he's that. I didn't say Josh Allen was elite right now.
But he's playing well.
He's playing well.
Yeah, he blocked us now.
He did block us.
That's a bitch move.
But
He blocked us.
I like the Bills to win this game. Game-winning field goal, big leg Hashka. I like the Bills by 1 point.
I actually do like the Bills also. I think by the end of the day, we're going to find the Bills.
Is that how you say his name? Kashka?
Hashka.
Big leg Hashka.
I think surprisingly, after week 14 in the NFL, by the end of the day, I think you're going to see the Buffalo Bills in a first-place tie. With New England.
Wow. So, I mean, that's a segue to the next game.
Yes, sir.
Which is the marquee 4 o'clock game, 4:25. Romo and it's pretty much Romo because I don't hear Jim Nantz anymore. I mean, Jim Nantz says one
Jim
thing.
Nantz is watching the golf still.
Basically. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, they go to Foxborough today to take on the New England Patriots, who are coming off pretty disappointing loss to the Houston Texans.
Ugly loss.
I mean, I'm gonna start this one. I like Patty Mahomes in this game. I really do. I don't think he's scared of the Belichick defense.
Definitely
I mean,
not.
He saw them last year. I know.
Ripped them apart last year.
I know what's his name isn't there, Kareem Hunt. But that doesn't matter. Andy Reid's a running back whisperer. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got Sammy Watkins.
He's got a lot of weapons.
He's still got Kelsey. I think it's going to be a really close game. But I like Kansas City today to win outright. I'm not giving a score or a touchdown or whatever, but I just think Kansas City goes into Foxborough and win. And then we'll have a 10-3 tie atop of the AFC East for the first time in I don't know how long.
Since 0-0.
Since 0-0. Or maybe when Brady got
After
hurt
week 1,
and Matt Castle took over.
Yeah.
We might have a race
Never
in the
this
AFC
late.
East.
Never this late.
We might have a race in the AFC East, but I do like the Chiefs today.
Number one.
I'm gonna find him out. All right. I'm gonna actually agree with you. Go with Kansas City. I think Mahomes, like you said, went off last year. I think he had like 4 touchdowns, and that was the type of game where it's whoever had the ball last is going to win that game. I think the same thing's going to happen this year, but I think that KC will have the lead going into that instead of having to come from behind. So I'm going to go with KC by a touchdown in New England. So I think KC's just going to start to get warmed up right now. Yeah, what? There's nothing against New England. I just don't think they're that good. You know, they lost to Houston.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's very gutsy there.
Okay.
So.
All right, today to you. What do you think?
Listen, I agree with you guys. I think KC takes this game. Last time they played, when was it?
Last year. Oh yeah, in the cup playoffs.
Obviously KC should have won that game. Should have, could have, but didn't. But with that said, New England doesn't look like the same New England, especially since that ugly loss last week. I think KC replicates what was done, to the Patriots last week. What the Texans do, what the Texans did, shadowed pretty much what they did. Patty Mahomes is going to go off. So again, he's got too many weapons. I think this is a big game for KC, and I think they get it done today. By at least a touchdown.
So
8 people. That's it.
So we're all in agreement about Kansas City. We're all in agreement
Kansas City
about New Orleans. Me and Pete like the Bills. And you like the Ravens.
I like the Ravens.
So what game are you guys most looking forward to today? I'm going to start myself. I want to see New Orleans and San Francisco. I mean, I think that to me that's the game of the week.
Yeah.
It's good that's at 1 o'clock. Start off right at the bat. I think we're going to see 2 teams that are going to run the ball, play good defense. Like I said before, that Kamara needs to have a heavy dose. So I think that's the game of the week. That's the game I'm most looking forward to.
I'll go with a different game. I also want to see that game. Obviously, that's the game of the week. But I'll go with Baltimore and Buffalo.
Okay.
I think
is that 1 o'clock too?
Yeah, that's at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
This is Buffalo's chance to put their stake in the claim that, listen, we're for real, we're one of the top teams in the AFC, and you're going to have to look for us deep in the playoffs. And if they can win that game at home against Baltimore, they're not only, like you said, going to be possibly tied for first place in the division, but then they're going to be in a running to get a bye. So,
Baltimore will be 10-3.
Which means you'll have to go into probably snow-filled Buffalo in the end of December to try to win the playoff game. So I actually think that's huge for them if they can win that game. I'm really interested in that.
Christina asks, is the Bills' defense serious enough for a playoff run?
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, they're a top 5 defense.
Absolutely. I'm all. I'm telling you, I'm all in on the couch flipping,
chair breaking.
Go
put them through a table.
Buffalo Bills Mafia. I'm all in. I'm all in on the Bills Mafia.
Listen, I'm going to go with the game we just talked about. The Patriots and the Chiefs. Again, who is going to dethrone this Patriots team? Who just finds a way every year, to get that big win.
Well, you said you weren't done on them yet. Though.
I'm not done on them though.
Okay.
So I'm just stating. I think, the obvious. They always find a way. I think this is a big game for the Chiefs, just to pretty much say, listen, yeah, we're still here. We're still a dominant force in the AFC. I'm really excited to see what Patty Mahomes. I just really like Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
I think he's a great.
I think so
not
too.
just a great athlete.
I think we all
and a
forgot
player,
about him because of Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
I haven't.
So,
I love Patty Mahomes.
So I think
Definitely.
this is their time to say, listen, we're still here. Boom. This is what we're gonna do.
All right. So now, week 14. I mean, we're coming towards the final stretch towards the end here. What team needs to put up or shut up today? I'm gonna start. I was going to say the Rams, but then I said, fuck the Rams.
Oh, now you can say it.
I will not mention that guy's name until he gets to 10 wins again. I think it's the New England Patriots. I think the New England Patriots are the team that needs to put up or shut up, and in particular, the defense of the New England Patriots, because as much vaunted as they have been, I must say this, that they were playing the Giants, the Redskins, the Cowboys, the Eagles. We know how they did. We know what kind of quarterbacks they have. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. I mean, as much as Pete loves Carson Wentz, I'm still not sold on him. Mm-hmm. With Dak Prescott, look how he looked against the Bills last week and the Bears this week. Give him $40 million, Jerry. I hope you do. Daniel Jones was a rookie. Was the first guy to have a touchdown pass against the New England Patriots. Shout out to you, Danny D. And then whoever the Redskins are trying out there. Then they get to play the Jets. They play the Dolphins. Josh Allen actually gave him a game. Had he not got hurt, who knows how that game goes. They're actually playing real teams now. Lamar Jackson, you saw what he did. Deshaun Watson, you saw what he did.
That's how you close the door.
So, that's how you close the door. So, to me, if the New England Patriots want to be taken for real by me, they need to win this game. Their defense needs to show up. If not, we need to stop talking about them being an elite team or an elite defense. They might be a top 10 defense, but elite. Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson disagree. Patty Mahomes is next. Let's see what they got.
Yep, I agree with that. My put up or shut up team is actually going to be this team right here. You have to win today. You have Texans at the 2 games of the last 3. Yeah, throw it up, Dick, not me.
I didn't throw it.
Listen.
You said that last week too.
Listen.
How you gonna go 2 weeks with your team?
Because they have to win every week. They have to win every week. They got Pittsburgh, who's winning every game. Pittsburgh and them are both tied at 7-5 for the last playoff spot. They're going against Oakland today, and the 2 of their last 3 games are against the Texans, and then they play the Saints. Those are extremely hard games. So if you don't win the game today, you can pretty much kiss your playoff chances goodbye. So they have to win this game today. So they have, and with all the people that they have hurt, with Casey out, with Humphreys out, with Dory Jackson out, they have to find a way to win this game today. So that's the team that needs to put up or shut up today.
That's a bias.
Are you a little biased?
I think that's biased.
No, not biased. That's a playoff team.
He's fine. I've said the Giants 2 years, like a year ago, had to put up a shirt. When everyone in the NFC East sucked, like this year again.
So if they lose today, you gonna burn that jersey?
Hell no. I'm always with this.
We'll burn it for you.
Nah, you're not burning nothing.
All right, Dave,
the 151.
You're gonna put 151 in and light it on fire. So it's basically gasoline.
So guys, listen, I'm going with the Rams. Obviously, the Rams made it to the Super Bowl last year.
lay down.
It was disappointing.
Play like a bitch.
Loss.
Like a bitch.
Jared Goff has taken a step back this year.
You got that money.
Gurley doesn't feel the same. Doesn't look the same. And what happened to that defense, man? What happened to that ferocious
Defense is
Rams
overrated.
defense, man? So I mean,
What do you mean? They got your boy Jalen Ramsey.
I was about to say they went out and they got Jalen Ramsey, and like this defense seems worse.
Before we get to your point, Dave,
Crazy.
how awesome was it for was it Patrick Peterson?
With what?
No, who they trade to the Ravens? They got an interception against them.
The Marcus Peters.
Marcus Peterson.
Peters.
They traded Marcus Peterson. They got an interception against. Thanks for trading me, bro.
Yeah.
Christina said at times are overrated.
Well, they got a chance to prove it wrong over the next couple weeks.
Pete, you go on the camera, you get the belt, and you trash the camera. I'm just kidding.
So listen, the Rams, sitting 7-5, big game against Seattle today. They got their win yesterday against the Cardinals. I mean, last week.
Okay.
So, does that help them? Does that propel them, though? Like I said before in the past, sometimes you just need that one game to get right? To get your confidence up, to get your offense back into, into full form, and your defense. We'll have to see. I think. Listen, they just made the Super Bowl last year, so you put up or shut up.
It's a
That's
Super
it.
Bowl hangover. Usually
So-
the looking team gets hung over, and
true.
it's right now. It's looking like the Rams are. I mean, they're still 7-5.
In the beginning of the season, we didn't think the Rams were going to be at this point. I don't think anybody thought they'd be 7-5 right now. I think people thought they were going to be one of the top teams in the NFC, and they're not looking like that. So it's time for put up or shut up today.
Okay, I mean, I'm with you. I will not say the coach's name until he gets 10 wins. So we'll let that be. I mean, I think had Kirk Cousins not, took steroids or something, I'm not trying
Damn!
I'm just kidding. Kirk Cousins is looking
If he
good.
took steroids, he should be still doing good right now.
Kirk Cousins, I mean, he looked good in the loss, I think. I mean, they put up points against Seattle.
Looked
The
okay.
Monday night. He looked okay, but normally Kirk Cousins would lose that game in a blowout.
Bad, yeah.
Lose that game in a blowout. So I think had the Vikings not come back to what they should have been, because they have that many weapons on their offensive side, and had the 49ers not came out of nowhere, that maybe the Rams would be in line for playoffs. But now they're fighting the Bears.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? To even try to get to the 6th spot. So
That's a damn shame.
that's a damn shame. I mean, shout out. Everyone loves Mitchell Trubisky again.
Another quarterback that took a step back this year.
Just because he can run a little bit.
Because you run a little bit, I see you Mitchell haters. Calm down. It was the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We said this last week. Stop calling the Cowboys a team that has Super Bowl talent. They don't.
I think we all had Chicago too, right? Except
Yep.
for
Dre.
Dre.
Dre's had a bad
Dre
week.
had a bad week. Shout out
Dre's
to
had a bad
Dre.
week.
Sorry,
Great.
buddy.
Thanks for not showing up today.
horrible
You're getting
week.
horrible picks.
Yeah,
Now we
that's a
know why you
horrible
didn't show up.
week, Guy got like 4 games wrong.
Dre's
He
like
only
the
played
kid.
6 games.
Dre's like the kid who got beat up the day before in school and doesn't want to come back. So
Dre's choking down the stretch right now.
we're gonna let Dre, lick his wounds, come back fresh next week. Playoffs out yet?
They still ESPN is doing what ESPN does and wait until the last second. So I guess because the AP came out. AP has LSU number 1, but
That doesn't
the college football rankings haven't come out yet. So they're waiting until probably like 12:25 for it to come out. So
Well, we don't have that much time, so
Yeah.
fuck you, college football.
no, it's ESPN, not college football.
Well,
ESPN's
college
the
football
winner.
committee, ESPN, whoever.
They're cahoots.
Thanks for all that. So that's our show for today. Enjoy Sunday. Enjoy these amazing games that we have today.
Oh, yeah.
Drink some beer, eat some wings, hang with your fam. We'll see you live Wednesday from Bogies. Peace.
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 See ya.